High School Game Night brought to you by JD's Pazzo Pizza in Ephrata.
Welcome back to the High School Game Night Halftime Show. I'm Catherine Clark. So many great races going on right now in each of the sections. Just one loss could decide who's taking home the title at the end of the season. And one person keeping an eye on all of it for us, our high school football correspondent, Jeff Reinhardt of PennLive.com. Hey, Jeff, things getting pretty good out there on the field.
You said that right. Hey, Catherine, good to be here.
Okay, so in Section 1, let's get to it. Some really good games in the section openers. Hempfield, Penn Manor, Warwick, Cedar Crest, and of course Wilson winning again. Can you recap it all for us?
Okay, sure. From the top, Wilson, not surprised. Great start for the Bulldogs. They rolled McCaskey 46-6. Make that 44 Section 1 wins in a row for Wilson. Amazing. If they run the table this year again, that would be 50 in a row in Section 1 for those guys. Got a chance to see Penn Manor Hempfield last week over in Landisville. Fabulous game. Looked like Hempfield was going to pull that one out. Hempfield came storming back. A couple of second half touchdowns. They win late. Tyler Spangler with a big pick at the end caps it. Penn Manor with a huge win over Hempfield, which was 3-0 and playing really well. Yeah, that's still going to be a great race. Wilson's still your favorite, no doubt. I think the Manheim Township Warwick winner here in week 5 will make some noise. Both those guys still have to play Hempfield, Penn Manor, and Wilson later. So great start by Wilson. They're the story for now, but week 1, Section 1 will continue to get better week by week, I promise.
All right, over to the most anticipated section race in the last couple of years, Section 2, Garden Spot off to that undefeated start. Are they a real threat to the section title race this year?
Yes, they are. And I totally regret picking them 5th, I think. I definitely should have picked Garden Spot higher here in this race. Lancaster Catholic has struggled here a little bit. They're 1-3 coming into this week, and they get a tough Solanco team here in week 5. Garden Spot has been fabulous. Mitch Martin, as mentioned, a lot here early on. Just has been a great dual threat. Rushed for 225 and a couple touchdowns last week and a huge win over Catholic to get a leg up in the section race. Their game against Manheim later on and their game against the LS Cocalico winner is going to be fabulous. A quick Manheim Central stat, number 1 in the league in defense. They're only giving up 156 yards a game. They held Elizabethtown last week to -12 total yards. So Justin Moreno and that defense have been fabulous. Love Section 2. There's going to be a Whopper game every week. This week's Whopper is LS Cocalico, which should be fabulous. Keep an eye on Section 2. We've been saying it since August, and so far, so good. And definitely keep an eye on Garden Spot. They are going to be there in the end.
All right, definitely an entertaining section. And finally in Section 3, seems like a wide open race at this point. Northern Lebanon looking good. Are they a contender? And who else has a shot at the title?
This is kind of wide open here. Got a chance to see the Anvil-Cleona Donegal game last Thursday night. That ended up going to overtime. Anvil-Cleona pulled that out 42-41, and just a wild game. Donegal went for 2 and the win after their first touchdown in OT. Didn't score, so Anvil kind of got the leg up there. Northern Lebanon has been very impressive. Put up a big number on Ephrata last week. Isaac Ray is a fabulous dual threat quarterback. If you haven't seen this kid, get to Fredericksburg and see Isaac Ray. He's got great passing and running numbers here so far for the Vikes. I think they're going to be in this race. Anvil-Cleona is going to be in this race. Don't forget Elko. Dustin Miller last week had 15 catches in a win over Pequay Valley, so Elko can get up and down the field and score. And they get Anvil-Cleona here in week 5. So we shall see. Right now, I think Anvil's kind of in the driver's seat because they already beat Donegal. Would not surprise me in the least if we get to late October and this one's in a tie. But definitely keep an eye on Section 3.
All right, thanks, Jeff, for keeping an eye on those section races. We'll see you again next Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Don't forget to check out Jeff's work at PennLive.com for all the latest on high school athletes throughout the LL League. Coming up next Friday on BRC 11's featured game, we've got a prime time matchup for you. Lancaster Catholic traveling up to Manheim Central. These two teams starting a brand new rivalry, both with title aspirations. Don't miss all the action live right here on BRC 11 in HD. Our coverage begins next Friday at 7 o'clock. That'll do it for the halftime show. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, High School Game Night's post-game show airs tonight at 10:30 with Chad Landers and Brian Cast. But for now, we'll send you back to Spartan Stadium for second half action between Elizabethtown and Garden Spot. Enjoy.